Hi guys, I have something I wanted to share with you today. This is a mini greenhouse. Now sometimes we don't always have enough space to really do an indoor greenhouse. There's a lot of different varieties. Usually you see the ones that are kind of like a small shelving system with the plastic over the top. And they can range anywhere between, $30 to over $100 depending on how quality you want to get. And this one I got on Amazon, and I paid somewhere in the neighborhood of about $40 to $50, I believe, for this one. I'll link it down below so that way you guys can see which one it is if you're interested in purchasing this one. This is the Quinset Mini Greenhouse. Here's the details so that way you can see what it is. It's a little out of focus. It's 71 inches by 36 inches by 36 inches high. And you can see from how it sits here in my living room, it's actually quite large. So there's my TV, and it's actually about the size of a dining room table. So if you want to picture that, and I put some buckets in there or some planters so that way you guys could get an idea of what the size is. I've got on each end, I've got 15-inch planters, and then the two in the middle are 8-inch planters. And then there's still room to do another row of each of those with plenty of space in between. So if you want to use this to plant things inside, maybe hook up some grow lights, you have enough headspace in there to be able to do that. And then you also have plenty of room around the bottom to be able to do that. Now, one thing I do really like about this particular system is it has these flaps that will roll down and they zip. So if you want to vent or you want easy access, you can do that. And they have some little ties in here, if you see right here. So that way you can tie these down so they don't flop around in the wind if you decide to put it outside. I bought this so that way I could harden off plants I was starting inside and probably put it in my guest bedroom. I have kind of an empty all-purpose room in my guest bedroom that I don't really do anything with. So this will fit in there pretty well, but if you have a smaller space or you have a studio, this might be a little bit too big because once I started putting it together, I thought it was about half this size. And then I started putting it together because I bought this a while ago. I just haven't gotten around to assembling it. And I realized this is a lot bigger than what I was expecting it to be. So I really like it though. I really like the setup of it. I like that it's not terribly tall. You could put this over a small raised bed if you have one of those ones that sit over the top of concrete I've seen, kind of the plastic ones that you can just grow potty soil in it. So this is something you might think about if you have like a small courtyard or something like that and you want to get a longer growing season or get a jump start on your current growing season. This is pretty nice, and it primed in if you have Amazon Prime. So another bonus for you. I'll walk around over here to the side. So there's one more thing. There is a zipper over here so that way you can zip the top up and down, and there are ties at each of the four corners to tie it down, if you can see that right there, to make sure that it doesn't flow away. I think it's nifty. I'm going to probably get a lot of use out of it, just not in this particular room. And I'm hoping that I have enough room out of my deck to be able to move it out there. Otherwise, I might just have it stay upstairs. Now, the other nice thing I do like about it, if you live in a rental or in a temporary living situation, is that it was super easy to put together. It's literally just these little plastic like T-bar things, these little plastic things, and the pipes, they just slide right on down in there on each of the corners and each of the connections. So if you had to wrap this up, it will wrap up into a very small box pretty easily. You could probably get it in a good-sized tote along with a bunch of other stuff, and it'll pack flat. So another thing to consider, that it might be a good investment if you are still in a rental situation or in a short-term living situation. So let me know what you guys think. If you guys use anything else that you found works really well, then drop a comment, and I hope you guys have a great day. We'll catch you later. Bye.